going to tell you about the Ocean Shores Library and all of the amenities that it has.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome, Keitha.
Well, for those of you, I think there's probably only nobody in this room I don't know. But I'm Keitha, I'm the Library Director. And just so you know, I have been here almost 11 and a half years. So there must be something right about Ocean Shores to stick around for 11 and a half years. So I was very glad when the mayor asked the library to be part of the city chat. And we prepared for you a team for the library. And our team includes Michelle Trayer, who's the library assistant. She's full-time with the library. And then also we have staff, but they're back at the library working. So we have Nico and Nick and Mary Lou and Louise, and they are all part-time. They're not 20 hours, they're less than 20 hours a week. So I call them part-time. And hopefully someday you'll get to meet them, maybe at a council meeting. And then today we have with us on the far end, Denise Sires, who is the Library Board of Trustees president. And then next to her, we have Melinda Griffin, who is the Friends of the Library president. And next to her is Pam Clark, who is the Friends of the Library vice president. And then we have Stacy Steele, who's the Ocean Shores Library Foundation director. And then we have Allison Klein, who is the Ocean Shores Library president, foundation president. So everybody can hear me, right? Okay, and we've all got these little doodads going on. So today, we prepared a program where each of us are going to speak and tell you how all these people make your library as great as it is. And it's really informative, and it's a lot of information. And if we have time, we'll take questions at the end. And again, I just want to say thank you for coming and supporting the library on such a beautiful afternoon. I would have been hard to come out of my garden, like Joanne said. So today we're going to share with you how the Ocean Library functions and is supported. And I'm going to ask Michelle to start with the history of the library.
All right. Can you hear me? Okay, good. The history of the library. In 1972, plans to form an independent public library were begun. They were spearheaded by a lady named Beth Jordan. A Friends of the Library group was formed. Space was donated by the Ocean Shores Development Corps, and that was at 710 Point Brown Avenue Northeast. That building is now the Ocean Shores Soapworks building. Many citizens donated books, funds, and labor. And the library was officially opened in the fall of 1972. The number of full-time residents in Ocean Shores at this time was nearly 1,000 people. That library space was remodeled by volunteers, and the space was approximately 2,175 square feet. The Friends of the Library started planning for a larger building in the mid-1980s. They held fundraisers such as rummage sales and book sales, and in November of 1990, 66% of Ocean Shores voters approved a bond for $265,000 for a new library building at 573 Point Brown Avenue Northwest. In September of 1993, the current library opened. It was 4,200 square feet. In 2003, teen services began at the library with the forming of a teen advisory board, and a yearly teen summer reading program was offered. In the fall of 2011, coincidentally not long, about 10 months after a few months after this lady came on board, the library became fully automated with a website and a catalog online where patrons could check their accounts, renew books, and put them on reserve, and download ebooks from the Washington Anytime Library. In 2019, the library interior and exterior was remodeled and expanded from 4,200 square feet to 5,400 square feet. And all the monies for this came from two individuals who left bequeathments in their will. We were so excited that October 2019, beautiful new building, and then March 14th, 2020, the library was closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But the library did not stay closed for long. Beginning in mid-June 2020, curbside service was offered, and the library got inventive, offering kids' mystery bags where staff would pick out 10 books according to a child's reading level or interest and have them checked out and ready to be picked up at the curb. There were also craft kits created so parents could have activities for their small children while they were shut up during quarantine. And the book group met virtually on Zoom. From July 2020 to May 2021, patrons could enter the library with an appointment to check out books or use a computer. Staff did temperature checks and enforced mask wearing. May 21st, 2021, the library opened to the public with no appointment needed, limited hours, and then, beginning of July 2021, the library opened up fully. Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 5, and meetings resumed in the meeting room. November of 2021, the library opened Sundays for the first time ever from 12 to 4.
Oh, I gotta turn this on.
Oh, I gotta turn this off.
We were told if we leave them on, it goes.
So, you gotta turn it. Thank you. You know, it just shows how the library is just evolving and evolving like a wave in the ocean. It just keeps churning and churning. So it's interesting to hear all that. Thanks for putting that together. The library is a city department, just like finance is a city department, administration is a city department, public works, and all the other city departments. The library is also a city department. We are governed by the Board of Trustees, as well as the council, the mayor, and the city administrator. And you will hear more about the Library Board of Trustees in a few minutes from Denise. I submit a 2-year budget. Oh. I don't have my speech memorized.
Well, you didn't come prepared, Keitha.
Oh, but I can talk. Thank you. Anyway, I submit a 2-year budget, and the last one we did was for 21-22 to the city. It is approved by the Board of Trustees, the city administrator, the mayor, and ultimately the city council. The 21-22 budget was $800,000 for the 2 years. And so I suspect the next 2-year budget, which we'll be starting on in August, will be about $900,000 to $1 million, $900,000 to $1 million. Once this budget is approved by all of those entities, I implement that budget. And I have a staff of 5. Michelle, who's full-time, and then, as I said earlier, my 4 very part-time people. And we are open 34 hours a week. And we administer all of that budget during that time. 6 days a week, and don't forget that includes Sundays now from 12 to 4, which are turning out to be pretty popular. We are closed on Mondays. That's the only day we're closed. You can get a library card if you live inside of Shores for free, because you're contributing to the general fund through your property taxes. But if you know people or people that want to get a card that live outside of the city limits of Ocean Shores, they can get a card for $25 a year or $10 for 3 months. What a deal. We have the best DVD collection on the West Coast. And those of you that use the library know it. And one thing we just started with our DVD collection, which is really exciting because we have space for series, different series, like, what do we have? Yellowstone and, you know, all those, Game of Thrones, thank you, all those, you know, multiple, and they check out not for 3 days, not for 5 days, not for a week, 3 weeks. So you have plenty of time to see them. So come check out the new series. Also, information is part of what a library does. And we update weekly our webpage. That's where all the library information is. Not the city webpage, but the library webpage. And its address is oslibrary.info. And it has everything on it. So check that out. It has news. It has our openings, such as when we were open on Sundays. We have a monthly newsletter about our programs and any activities we have posted on there. And we have a lot of current programs, which she's going to talk about in a minute. It talks all about our services, which I'm going to talk about again in a few minutes. It has our Friends of the Library, their own webpage, and it has our foundation own webpage. It's a great website, great website. So if you want to know anything about the library, check that out. However, at the very top, across the top, and I have a little picture here of the webpage. At the very top, across the top, on this corner over here, there's a community, I hate these things, community tab. You can find out anything about Ocean Shores on that community tab. So if you want to find out how to pay your water bill or anything, just check it out. It's really good. Oh, and it also has mug shots of us on there. And how to contact the library. But if it's bad news, don't do it. No. And so now I would like to turn it over to Michelle again to talk about our programs. I'll turn off.
All right. Okay. Programs. Since the library began, the summer reading is offered every summer for school-age children. And this keeps them reading during that summer slump, which can happen when they take a break from school. Over the years, thousands of children have enjoyed the programs. Even during the pandemic, the summer reading program was modified, so there were still performers outside. A big hit whenever he comes, and he'll be here again this summer, is Reptile Man, who brings the live reptiles for the children to interact with, and he teaches about reptiles. Last summer, over 150 people came to this event. The library has cooperated with local businesses and organizations over the years to offer informational programs for our patrons. The Twin Star Credit Union does free programs such as what is identity theft and how to prevent it, and estate planning. The Master Gardeners of Grace Harbor have done plant clinics and landscaping classes. The Ocean Shores Library Book Group has been active for over 10 years and is attended by an average of 12 to 15 people each month. The Friends of the Library support this program and buy 10 copies of each book for members to check out. Teen events have been popular over the years. We had our first one in over 2 years on April 1st. It was an after-hours teen takeover. 6th through 12th grade students were invited to sing karaoke, watch movies, and play video games on the giant projector screen. 82 attended and had a great time.
Did you hear that? 82 plus the chaperones. Woo, that's awesome.
Preschool story time is going strong. It happens every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. It is for children ages baby to 5 years old. Not only do the little ones have a great time, but the parents and grandparents enjoy connecting with other caregivers. We have a group that makes it almost every Saturday, and new ones are always arriving. So it's a little glimpse of some of the programs that we offer.
Good, thank you. And we do have a variety throughout the year. A lot of things come up, a lot of things change. Can you hear me without this thing? Okay, good. We have a lot of programs and services, and some of our services that I wanted to share with you is the library is, quote, a full-service library. We have books, we have magazines, we have newspapers, we have DVDs, we have music, and we have information sources for you. We have city information as well as just general information. Currently, the library has about 23,000 items in the library. And that fluctuates because we get rid of stuff that falls apart and we're adding stuff constantly. We have 15 computer stations that have Office on them and internet, and printing is available on all 15 of those stations. We also have what we call our Book-a-Techie, which I think most of you have heard about, and I have a flyer, here it is. And the Book-a-Techie is where you can get information from our techie. We have 2 techies, Mary Lou and Nick, and they will help you on anything that's not hardware related, but related to computers. And I think Nick had 3 or 4 yesterday from 12 to 5, so it's a real popular service. But if you need help, sign up, make an appointment for Book-a-Techie. We also have the Seattle Times and other full-length newspaper articles on the webpage, and it's on the Seattle Times site that is on our webpage. And you log on to it, and you can read the Seattle Times just like you're holding it. I read today's Seattle Times at lunch. Ads, obituaries, everything. It's all in there, front to back. And there are about 6 other newspapers in the state that now are offering this full text or full information service, including the Olympian. So if you wanted to know what entertainment's happening in Olympia, check it out on our webpage. We also have our heritage site, which we have worked on for a couple of years with some grants from the Washington State Library. And this is photos of Ocean Shores in the previous years.
few people in the audience have worked on this, and we really appreciate it. It's used all the time. So it's the Washington Heritage site, and that is on our webpage also. It's fabulous. And last year, year before, we added oral histories, where we actually interviewed people that talk about how they thought Ocean Shores was historically. And they are funny as a hoot. How many?
23.
23, yeah. They're a kick. So check that out. Don't want to miss it. And let's see, what else do I have to tell you? Wi-Fi. Can't get in to use your Wi-Fi in the library. It's on 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. in the parking lot. We have 2 meeting rooms, our great big meeting room that was just expanded, and one that sits 4 or 5 people. So you can have small meetings in there with the door closed. Go for it. That room is getting so used since we've really opened back up after COVID. And I said we had internet and printing. And the one thing I did want to mention, and I think Denise is going to talk to it a little bit more, but we do have a survey going on right now. So when she talks about that, pay attention. And Friends of the Library, these flyers are all on the table, by the way. They have some information there about donation days, and you'll know why when you hear what she has to say. And coming up, first time since 2018, we're going to have a full-blown summer reading program for the kids and the teens. This means there's going to be programs every week. There's going to be read so many books and get fabulous prizes, all funded by the Friends of the Library. So we're going to have the Reptile Man, like she mentioned. He'll be here. That draws 200 people easily. Oh, and we have a brand new outdoor pavilion, which you'll hear about too in a few minutes, that we can have Reptile Man on, and the kids don't have to sit in sticker bushes. Yay! So that's just a few things. Again, everything is on the website. This wonderful flyer that you got when you came in was designed by Michelle. It's 2-sided. It just highlights our wonderful expansion and some of the services that we offer. So Michelle, I want you to explain how Libby and getting those books on devices works.
All right. Well, I want to talk about Libby, and it involves one of our most popular services, our free ebooks and online audiobooks and magazines from the Washington Anytime Library. We belong to a consortium of small public libraries, and they all share the collection, and new items are added all the time. All you need to access these free items is an Ocean Shores Library card. You can download the ebooks or audiobooks or magazines on your smartphone, your tablet, or laptop. I have read ebooks on all 3 devices because you need a book with you at all times. There is an app called Libby, and we have how-to flyers available here tonight to show you step-by-step how to use it. It's very user-friendly. Here are a few examples of how handy this is. When I got a new vehicle last year, it did not have a CD player. I had to come into the 21st century. So I enjoy audiobooks now and again. I easily downloaded a children's audiobook onto my phone using Libby, used my car's Bluetooth, and my daughter and I could listen to The Mouse and the Motorcycle by Beverly Cleary while we drove to Olympia. Another great feature are the read-along books. So read-alongs are Libby ebooks with professionally recorded narration that plays along while you read. It's kind of the modern version of, we all remember the cassette or the record with a little book. When you hear this sound, turn the page. Well, now you can do that on Libby. So as the book turns, the words highlight and a person reads the book to the person. You can find read-along ebooks in your library's digital collection by running a search and then selecting Libby Read-Along under the expandable ebooks filter. This is wonderful for those who are learning how to read. And a very exciting feature is the digital magazines. And these are magazines that you want to see, like Reader's Digest, New Yorker, Newsweek, People, Money, National Enquirer, Birdwatch magazine, Camping, Architectural Digest, over 3,000 titles. And you can read the newest issue immediately. You don't have to put it on reserve or wait. And it's like you're looking at the magazine that someone scanned. It's not just the text, it's the actual magazine. So it is very, very exciting. And you can change one great feature about ebooks. I hear from people, I don't want to read ebooks, I like real books. And I agree, but sometimes you can only get it on ebook. And it is wonderful for those who are vision impaired because you can make the font bigger. You can make any book a large print book. So that is very convenient. So that is my little speech about Libby.
And I love the magazines because they have a feature where you can put it. We're May right now, so I received my May gardening magazine, and I don't have to reorder June, July, or August. It comes automatically. And it's right there saying it's ready for you to check out, and I love it. Then I don't have to remember. And also, Libby and all that audiobooks and listening to those is part of our book budget. It's not something that's free. It's like when we have a book budget to buy all of our fiction stories. You know, we break our budget down by categories. It's part of that budget, so we do pay for it. And it averages about 1,500 hits or people getting books a month. 1,500. And I think that's fabulous and well worth the cost of the Libby books. We do have a flyer there. If you're not sure on how to do it, remember we have those book techies, and they can always help you get set up and get listening and enjoying all those features. One other thing I want to mention before I turn this over to Denise is we do have art in the library. The library seriously supports the art community in Ocean Shores. Sometimes, you know, when you get my age, those words just go away. Anyway, we have this month Ed Schroll, which I'm sure many, many of you know, fabulous to die for pictures of New England in the fall. I mean, they're drooling pictures. They are just gorgeous. So stop in. You don't even have to say hi to us. Just come in and look at the pictures. They're great. And then we always have a 3D type of display. Right now we have blown glass from the gallery in Ocean Shores. And this month's quilt, the Sea Pals quilters, give us a quilt each month. It's big, and it's got all these blue colors, and it says beach. And it's fabulous, just fabulous. So now it's two things. You gotta come in and look. All right, I'm done. Denise, turning it over to you.
Okay, well, not as exciting because I'm here to talk about the board as a legal entity. As Keitha said, one of the differences of the board, of the library board compared to the other boards in Ocean Shores is that we are a governing board. Many of the others, most of the others, I think maybe all, are advisory boards. So the Board of Trustees exists under two different laws. One is the provision of the Revised Code of Washington, 27.12, if anyone's interested, and the Ocean Shores Municipal Code, 2.60. In the state of Washington, how public libraries are established and governed is actually covered by Washington state law. So if you go from city to city, county to county, depending on what the library system is, they're all very similar, and that's because they have an overarching governing structure. Specifically, as Michelle mentioned, the library here was established in the city code in 1973, and that's Municipal Code Title II, Administration and Personnel, Chapter 2.60, and that covers the Library Board of Trustees. So I thought about reading from it, but I thought, no, I wouldn't want to be read from it. So here's an abridged version. The Board of Trustees for the library, we adopt bylaws, rules, and regulations for our own guidance as well as for the governing of the library. We have supervision, care, and custody of library property. We employ a librarian. We submit an annual detailed budget to the City Council. We control the finances of the library. We accept gifts for library purposes. We purchase collection and supplies for the library. And we act for the efficient management of the library. So what does that really mean? Basically, we hire a director and we delegate most of that authority to her. So you heard from all the wonderful programs that the library is doing. But if we delegate everything, then what do we actually do? Well, we actually do three things. The first thing is that we develop the policies of the library, working with Keitha, and those policies are located on the city's webpage, www.osgov.com. And what do policies mean? how long you check out the library books for, the computer use, the meeting room use, the confidentiality of patron records. All of those come under policies that the Board of Trustees has worked on and put together, again, with Keitha, a policy manual during this past year. The other thing we do is that we work with her to plan and set goals. And the way we did that was with the strategic plan. And the strategic plan we created was for 2025. And as part of the strategic plan, one of the things, one of our major activities is to listen, and that's to listen to you. We did this in creating this strategic plan by the first survey, and we had over 431 responses. That was in addition to staff talking to people and the board talking to people. And from that, we developed the goals and the plan. So please pick that up. What we are doing now, as we have come halfway into this plan, is we're going out again to you to say, what do we need to do to improve our services, how the community has changed. So we have another ongoing survey. There are paper copies there. You can also fill it in online. There's a link on the library page. So please do give us your feedback. And the last thing, the other main thing is to approve the library budget. Keitha comes to the board with a budget, gives us the justification for it. The board asks questions, what we're hearing in the community, what we think would be relevant, and we work to put that together. Though she does all of the detail and all the math, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
So what the trustees are not responsible for is just as important. We are not responsible for the daily operations of the library. That is totally the responsibility of the director as delegated by the board. We are not responsible for procedures. So we set the policies, and then Keitha develops the procedures, how to implement the policies, and then evaluates how those policies are working and gives that feedback to the board. So in other words, the director is responsible for all the operations of the library, including personnel, collections, facilities, and especially intergovernmental relations. So, and I just want to add a personal note here, based on what you heard about what the library is doing, is that I've worked in libraries my entire life, and that Keitha is truly an amazing director. I'm not sure any of you realize what a talent you have here. I've worked for large public libraries my whole life, and her creativity, her innovation, the way she's constantly challenging herself and staff for new services, truly is extremely noteworthy. So who are who are the Board of Trustees? We are volunteers, and we serve without compensation, which should be obvious, but just to get that down. We love the library. Every board member is an avid library user, and we advocate for the library. Two of our board members are here, so I'd like to introduce them. Alex Suarez, who is our secretary, and Jeff Britton, who is on our board. We serve for 5-year terms, and we do have term limits, so we serve for no more than 2 consecutive terms. In addition to Alex and Jeff, our other 2 members are Jenny Kate and Susan Robinson. All the board vacancies are announced at the City Council meeting, and candidates submit their applications. They're interviewed. Selection is chosen by the board itself, but our choice then has to go to the mayor and to the City Council for approval. We meet. When do we meet? We meet the second Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. And as a public library board, we are subject to the Washington Open Meetings Act, which means that all of our meetings are open to the public. Our board agenda is posted. Thank you very much, Sarah, who is an amazing asset to the Board of Trustees in helping us put together the agenda and in posting it. Our minutes record any major decisions and any major discussions we have, and those are posted, as are the archive of our minutes. So how can you participate? Come to a meeting, and you can do that in person or electronically. You can submit public comments to our city clerk. You can read the minutes. You can talk with Keitha at any time. Our board also has its mugshots, as you're referring to them, posted on the library website. So you can contact us through the library at any time. You can email the library or get our contact information. So again, do please give us your input for the survey. The strategic plan that we do really does determine the focus of the budget over the next few years. Every time we do a budget, Keitha and her staff look at what are the services, what are the priorities, and that's what we focus the budget on. So the input that you can give really, really helps us. And a special thanks to Alex for managing the survey, both online and the results. So we want to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Didn't expect all the kudos that made me tear up.
Well, it's true. It's truly true.
Thank you so very much. The strategic plan for the board and the surveys are on the table here. There's a folder if you want to get a survey and complete it while you're here, or you're welcome to drop it off to the library or mail it, whatever's convenient. It is available online on our website, oslibrary.info. And we sent it out yesterday again to all the people that receive email notifications from the library. So you might have got it in your email yesterday as well. So thank you, Denise. Nice job. Now I would like to turn the focus to the second faction of making your library what it is, and that's the Friends of the Library. So who was starting? I forget. Pam, you're up.
History, yes.
Okay.
Okay, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay, the Friends of the Library started. They got together and,
Pam, push your mic on.
Oh, do I have to?
Yep.
You can't.
You need the green light.
Got it?
Got it. Oh, much better.
I got a voice. Okay. In 1970, the city got incorporated. There were between 900 to 1,000 people, permanent people. Out of those, some friends got together and shared their books, their interest in books, the fact that they would like to have their own library. So what they did was they volunteered themselves to gather all the books that they could find that were given to them to create the library. They got them from libraries themselves, the unused books, the books they don't want anymore, and from individuals of the town and friends. After a while, I think in '72, the Friends of the Library was formed, and they are a nonprofit. So, the Friends are first, which is kind of cool. The library started on the floor of the Soap Works building, right? And I guess Judy Stahl told me that upstairs was the Public Works, and she was downstairs, right? And so it was a little cumbersome because the building was about ready to fall down. And things would kind of fall. The Friends of the Library got a portion of that to put in their book sale. So that's how we got started. They for money and for funds, they held garage sales. They even had a casino. They did a casino night. gambling night. So they did various things to gather money. And through that, after they got the new library, they spent that money on new equipment, new furniture, and maybe even some books. Of course, the books were already there, but new books. And I guess the move must have been horrendous from one location to the new location. And the Friends of the Library gathered volunteers, trucks, whatever they could to get everything moved into the new location. One lady, Judy told me one lady, no, that's not it. Hang on, I'll get there. What is her name? Beth. Beth Jordan and her husband were very instrumental in getting things rolling. And Judy says she was a force to be reckoned with. Let's see, the other thing is, we continue to do what we start. There you go.
Turn on my microphone. My name is Melinda Griffin, and currently I'm the president of the Friends of the Library. And like Pam said, we are a nonprofit. We're not, we don't work for Keitha, we don't work for the library, but she has a lot of input. So we do listen to her because that's our function. The Friends have provided things that you don't, as a taxpayer, we don't have to pay for. The computers that are in the library for the public to use, the furniture, and that will also include later this year, we'll have a new display case in the lobby. Anybody that's used that one, you notice that the door is really temperamental. It's going to be really cool. Also, Keitha mentioned the outdoor space. If you haven't been to the library recently, go to the back of the library and look out. That is a gigantic space. It's going to be really nice. The Friends are going to be purchasing the furniture to be used out there. We also pay to upkeep the landscaping during the summer months, and we pay for the copier. We also pay for specific ongoing programs that she mentioned. The Adult Book Club, we buy the books for them. The teen group events, and I'm going to mention again that teen takeover that had 82 kids. I can't believe there were 82 kids that went to that. That's fabulous. We also provide the funds to support the summer reading programs for teens and for younger kids, the materials and the prizes. And then things like Nico's Saturday morning for the preschool kids. I happened to be there last Saturday as they were finishing up. Those little kids were so excited, and their parents are talking to each other, and almost all of them, when Nico was done with story time, they went over to look at the books. So we've got a whole nother little generation growing up to love books. We also support other special events, like this September will be the 50th anniversary of the library, and the Friends are going to provide all of the refreshments throughout the month. So we raise funds by having our special events. Most of the money that we collect on a regular basis is from our book sales. And if you've been to a book sale on a weekend at the library, you'll know that it gets really crowded, it's really busy, and there's always a great selection of books. We haven't had one since COVID started. We're hoping July 8th and 9th that we'll be able to have another one inside the library. I know. In the meantime, people have been very supportive that you can go into the meeting room, right out the lobby in the library. All those books that are shelved in there have been donated, and almost everything is 2 for $1. And there are bins inside the library and also in the lobby where you just put your money in there. It's on an honor system, and people have been very supportive. 2 for $1, that's pretty good, even for used books. We also have and accept donations of books, DVDs. We get a lot of DVDs, and Mary Jo does all the shelving on Sundays. So first thing Tuesday morning, there are a lot of people in there looking through the DVDs to see which ones came in. We have puzzles. We have some games. So there's a lot of stuff in there that can keep you or grandkids busy. We also have some money donations that are given to us. We have membership dues that are $15 a year, and the Amazon Smile Club, you can pick Ocean Shores Friends of the Library as your preferred charity. Also, I just want to say that membership dues, we have not been collecting them, but we will start probably July this year. One of the benefits of being a member is then you get to volunteer for things like the monthly donation. Fran's laughing. Here's what happens. You donate to work to take all of those books in, you get first dibs. And that's one of the most popular benefits for members. You get first dibs of all those used books. And I want to make sure everybody hears, we have some wonderful community partnerships. We could not have survived the past COVID times if we didn't have the roundup programs from the local businesses. Ace Hardware, Ocean Pours, Seaside Liquidation Outlet, Sunset Pharmacy and Sunset Ship and Print, and later this year, IGA. So thank you. When you go in there and they say, do you want to round up? And your 10 cents, 99 cents, whatever it is, that really, really helps the local charities that are doing that. So we appreciate the businesses that help us with that. And we hope to see you July 8th and 9th.
Thank you, Melinda and Pam. Nice job. To join the Friends or to get information about the donation days, their flyer, it's on the table as well. So be sure to check the table before you leave. Our third faction to make your library super is the foundation. And I believe, Allison, you're going to start with the foundation? Yes. Thank you.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of history on the foundation. We are the newest group. We actually were formed in 2018. Victoria Trower of Bremerton left the library $375,000 when she passed away. Her husband had served in the 70s on the Board of Trustees. With that money, the library wanted to make sure that money went into a fund where it could be controlled and the money used to enhance things for the library. So the foundation was formed, and it is a 501(c)(3). All of the people who serve on the foundation board are volunteers, myself, Stacy, also Kathy Baker, Heidi Owens, and Michelle Kay serve as the foundation board. And what we're able to do is some of the things that the city is not able to do. For instance, the addition to the library, that was mostly funded by the foundation. And what we recently asked was, we said, Keitha, give us a wish list. What would you like? And she had a great wish list. And so one of the things on her wish list was the outdoor area. So the foundation has funded the outdoor area, the pavilion area, that is going to be a huge asset for our community to be able to use. And we also, for the staff, with the hours they work, they really never are able to meet together as a staff and talk and discuss and visit other libraries. So what we are doing, the foundation, is sending them on a staff retreat where they are able to go. They've selected a library to go visit. They're going to go visit and meet and talk about the other libraries, what they see, and see what they want to do with our library. And so we will continue to do that. And I'm going to turn it over to Stacy now so she can give you a little bit more information on how you can donate and be involved with the foundation.
So I'm sure, like most of you, the library holds a really special place in my heart. Who remembers the influence of the library when they were a child? Yeah. So the thing that I remember was the bookmobile. We didn't have a stick-built library. We had the bookmobile, and it was like, oh, it's bookmobile day, and you grab all your books and you just run to the library and drop them off so you can get more. And what treasures are you going to get for the next week or 3 weeks, however long you had it. And that was always such a big deal to me. And then all through our lives, isn't the library a huge part of our lives? When we're children, when we're in school, as teenagers, young adults, and then adults of a certain age. I mean, we're all still involved with the library. And so it has given to us our entire lives. How can we give back to the library? And one of the ways is to become a legacy donor through planned giving. And you know, it seems like every charity is going, yeah, let's do it that way. But there are so many different ways to do planned giving and do estate gifts. So as we move into the future, our vision with the library's role in the community is to touch many more lives and to increase that power of learning. And your planned gift to the Ocean Shores Library Foundation can help ensure that there's a powerful future for our library to provide a lasting legacy for the community. Now, a planned gift, and I'm sure most of you have heard of these. You know, you get your wills taken care of. We hope you've all done it. But a planned gift can provide a current tax and cash benefit to the donor and also a significant gift to the library. There's a variety of opportunities for planned giving that can benefit you and the library. One of them, and this was totally new to me, was life insurance. So the gift of a life insurance policy, like one you don't need anymore, you can actually give to an entity like the library. It will give you a tax deduction, and then of course the library gets helpful cash gift at a later date. The most common is a bequest by a will or a trust, and that can be a specific dollar amount or a percentage of your estate. Your assets are still available to you until you're ready to transfer them to a family member or to institutions, your favorite charities, like our library. There isn't an actual tax benefit to you like some of the other ways of giving, but you have that satisfaction of knowing that you're making a difference at the library. There's a charitable remainder trust, and that's where you establish a trust that can pay an income stream to you or somebody else for a specific period or for your entire life. Anything that's left at the end, the remainder, can go to the Library Foundation to help support the library's programs, collections, and its commitment to excellence. There's also a charitable lead trust. If you don't need the income now, but you still want to turn on that monthly income, and you don't need it for yourself or your children or your grandchildren, that gift can actually be paid to an entity like the library for a certain amount of time. Until then, you want it transferred back to yourself. So they're winning up front, and then you get the rest later. There's also the gift annuity, and that's when you do a large gift to the Library Foundation, and it can be subject to payments back to you for your lifetime. So the return payments include both earnings and a portion of the gift itself. So it's actually higher in available earnings than other investments. So it's a great way to have your income stream actually be higher than it normally would be. There are other options available, but for more information about how to do this, talk to your attorney or get a referral to an estate planning attorney, and they can help you set up your charitable gifts. Remember, your gift has the power to enhance our community's quality of life through the great library system that we have here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. That was very nice. I hope all of you have a sense now of how these three groups really work together with the library staff to make what you see when you walk through those doors every day. I want to make a couple additional comments to Stacy's talk. The foundation, as Allison said, is very new, and we have not come up with a legacy or a donation pamphlet or flyer or anything on the web page yet, but it's in the works. So fairly soon we will have, we've got drafts, we just didn't have it quite ready for this meeting. We will have information about leaving money or bequeathments or all the things she said to the foundation on the web page, so stay tuned. And again, if you have any questions, just talk to me. There is flyers about the strategic plan that the foundation has put together, similar to the Board of Trustees strategic plan, missions, goals, what they see the library doing. That's on the table, as a host of other items are on the table. I want to make one other thing clear, because this is where a lot of people walk out of a meeting like this and go, okay, I want to donate 20 bucks. I want to help this library. This library is fantastic. I like what they're doing for the kids. I like the enthusiasm, blah, 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 blah. How do I do that? Well, you can come talk to me, but one way to kind of differentiate between the Friends and the Foundation is an article that one of our board members wrote a bit back, and I just want to summarize it real quickly. The Foundation, Allison and Stacy, support long-term financial stability. Long-term is the key there. And that ensures exceptional services for all those kids and generations and those storytime kids that are going to keep coming to our wonderful library. The foundation also solicits private supports, from corporations and cash and securities. We will be doing that. We will be sending out letters of solicitation fairly soon here. So that's the foundation, and the key there is long-term and big projects. The Friends, on the other hand, they raise funds to support the now, the programming, the children's. They're giving me $15,000 this year to support this summer reading program that I said earlier. It's going to be fabulous. And I wouldn't be able to pull that off if I didn't have their support and your support to make that happen. So they're programming special projects, activities through donations and book sales. So that's the two, but they all come together to make the library whole and beautiful and wonderful and accessible to everybody. The one other thing that I wanted to clarify as well is the pavilion was mostly paid for by a bequeathment from Annika Van Dornick, who many of you may have known. She died in November and left the money. The money she left was earmarked for the foundation as a big project, and so we spent her money, and then the foundation also put in a lot of foundation money into it. And then, as Melinda said, the Friends are helping to furnish it, and we're getting a plaque made from the Friends. So it's all a community effort to make us one big library, but without these three factions, we wouldn't be at all. We are so needed. So I sincerely thank all of you for your leadership, your support, your trust, and your trust in me, and Michelle for us to pull it off, to do it for you. And I want to thank Sarah and the mayor and the city for the opportunity to share all this. A lot of people don't realize what it takes to make that building function. And I will conclude with that.